morning. It is Friday, March 27th. I've not done a lot today beyond a work meeting, which at this point is really me just sitting in listening to teachers talk so I can get a little bit of money, and maybe doing more next week with putting stuff in envelopes to ship out to people. But I did go take a walk because it was a nice day, and Alex had to go in to work for, what was it? You were only allowed to go in for 20 minutes?
Yeah, I had to just pick stuff up.
Yeah, teachers are only allowed to go in for 20 minutes to pick stuff up, and then as of today or tomorrow, the school's on complete lockdown. No human being can walk inside.
Custodians still can.
Well, they're also cleaning. So if you're not sanitizing, get out. Which is probably for the best. They're still not sure how long the lockdown is going to last. Everyone's holding to April 13th as the day school resumes, but the superintendent himself hasn't been too confident that that's actually the day will resume. So today I'm probably going to finish the book that I was reading in the last vlog, the one I switched to, Dragon Called by, I'm going to forget, Kara Lockhart and Cassie Alexander, I think. Was I right? Editing Margaret, was I right? But anyway, that's a fun one. And then I also got to do some other boring stuff. And tonight at midnight, the Royal Weekender Readathon starts. So I'm super excited. I won't be starting reading at midnight, but I will probably tune into the live show. So I'm super excited about that. But at this point now, I got to go edit the last vlog and at some point get lunch. Hello, I have finished a book. That's right, I finished Dragon Called by Kara Lockhart, and Cassie Alexander. It was just one of those lovely, super, trashy, but in a good way, paranormal romances. And it's not a spoiler because they flat out tell you in the beginning pages that it's not a given HEA by the end of the book. This is the beginning of a series. You have to be patient, which I don't mind. I love this very strange thing I've noticed with indie romance novels, especially, where it's the author always has to state whether or not it is an HEA guaranteed or there's an HEA at the end. BTW, HEAs, happily ever after. But it always makes me laugh because it's they have to know ahead of time. Is this going to be good feelings by the end of 200 pages, or do we need to wait a little bit longer? But it's not even 4. It's not even dinner yet, and I finished a book. Haven't practiced guitar yet, but that's fine. And I'm debating whether or not to continue on and do some reading of a different book, because this isn't on Goodreads, and it's low-key bugging me that I can't up my Goodreads. And it's actually going to be a hot minute until it does get upgraded, because one of the authors, I believe Cassie, is actually working in the medical field, which you can totally tell because Nurse Andy in here totally reads legit. But in case you've been not paying attention to the everything, nurses and medical professionals don't have a lot of time to spare right now. And so Kara was telling me in the DMs that she's waiting on some legal signing things to get everything to go through. So I'm definitely not going to ask any member of the medical field to rush things for fucking self-published books. But all y'all need to go out and buy this when it comes out to support someone who has to work their ass off right now. So I also need to start reading and reviewing some more books that are currently out, because I have a feeling the release date on this one is also going to be pushed back significantly. But I finished another book. It was very good. I liked it a lot. And I really hope all y'all get to read all of these books that I'm reading and loving eventually. I feel bad suggesting these books that aren't out yet, but Godspeed, Cassie, and all of your work. And I hope y'all are getting through it. Alright, so we currently have the first Scavenger Hunt challenge in the Royal Weekender, which is basically the teams have to come up with all of these books that have certain things on the covers. And I've already gotten 4 of them, and I took a pic and sent it to the team before I decided to upbeat you guys. So now I'm looking for things like a throne or a book with a book on the cover, which is gonna be a tricky one. But apparently I spent all of mine the first time because I had so many. And I'm not finding anything else now. But hopefully, maybe I'll show you the pics later. I don't know, but this is actually kind of fun. Alright, one of the prompts was to find a cover with fruit on it, and I have to. I'm going with it. Twilight. It's the most iconic fruit on a book cover of all time. Don't at me. Hello, I decided to wrap this up again. Second time's the charm. I finished the Scavenger Hunt. I found all of the words and the prompts for titles and such, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm hoping that that'll be more of this weekend because we're stuck at home and this kind of stuff is actually kind of fun. So I'm really excited to get started bright and early tomorrow morning. But for now, I don't think there will be anything else tonight. So I will check in with you in the morning, ideally. Morning! It is Saturday, March 28th, the full start of the Volturi Trials Royal Weekender, and this is my whole TBR. The thing I love about the Volturi Trials is you can always double up on things, or at least with the little quests you can, the bigger quests, not really. But this one is, if I remember all the prompts, it's a 5-star prediction, a character going to a new world, and purple covers. We got some purple on the cover. It's a 5-star prediction because I loved the first book in this series, and a new world because this is a military sci-fi, and our protagonist is going to a new planet to find her friend that has been kidnapped. I love the Chris Long Knife series so far, you know, the whole one book I've read, but it's really intriguing. The world building is rich without being overwhelming, so I'm really excited to learn about this new world here. And I have to read all of this in like 2 days, and it is about 346 pages, so that is 172. So I have to read 172 pages of this a day, but it's also a mass market paperback, so like those pages are going to go by pretty quick. So I'm going to get started on that. Alright, it is time for some reading sprints. I am following the lovely little Twitter profile, and thankfully they have some other hosts so that people in different time zones can make it work. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. Again, I got 170 some pages to read today, so I really should jump on that. Alright, I have officially read the first 61 pages of Chris Long Knife Deserter by Mike Shepard. I never actually said the title, did I? Whoops. Anyway, there's so much like sciencey stuff right at the beginning where they're talking about the ins and outs of this technology with the ships that can change their shape, so I got a little like mixed up in that. But once it got down to the nitty-gritty of what it's like for Chris Longknife, our protagonist, being who she is, having grown up under a prime minister, and now her grandpa's like low-key a king, and so now she's technically a princess, but hates being called princess, and she just wants to be a lieutenant, but everyone keeps thinking that she's caught up in all the favoritism, and she low-key kind of is, and now her closest friend from the Navy has been kidnapped. And also, I went to reread the back, and it talked about how the planet that he got kidnapped on is also being quarantined because of a deadly plague. You can't escape it anymore. Anyway, I'm going to go have fun doing some other stuff for a bit. The sprints were very nice and a lot of fun, and I might be on the lookout for more of them. 60 pages is a little over a third of the way through where I need to be, so I'm sitting pretty well. The weather is supposed to get a little bit warmer today, so a walk would be nice, because right now this is literally the only time I get out of the house. My husband was actually mentioning he went out alone to get groceries, because that's the thing you're supposed to do is when you have to leave the house for essential things, you need to only have one person or as few people as possible for whatever essential thing needs to be done. And he came back home, and then like half an hour later, he's like, it just hit me that I'm not leaving the house again for days. And I was like, yep, that's how this works. So we might be losing our minds, but that's fine. I have books to read. So I also finally put out on Twitter that I'm open to review requests again, and immediately got one in my inbox. So I got some stuff to look through, and I, after this, probably need to hit the ground running with indie books, especially review books. But now to have fun doing other stuff. I participated in the archery with a lot of other people, actually, for the Royal Weekender, and I did not do well. 3 out of 5. I don't know a lot of mainstream authors, so that's great. I actually did end up accepting the book that I got review requests for. So right out of the gate, the same day I open up again, I have another one. But it looks like fun, and I need to add more YA sci-fi to my list. Anyway, I'm 100 pages in on this, and the strange plague has just broken out. Although in this book, it's a case of Ebola. And they're all under quarantine and unable to leave the planet. Although in this case, she still is going to go to a ball. So it's not exactly like the current situation. But I'm still annoyed that I didn't notice that before I picked this up. Although to be fair, I decided to read this at like the beginning of March before everything really wow, it really has been like in the last couple weeks, everything took a downturn so quickly. Goddamn. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading because the group dynamic is really coming together, and I love the banter and how much Chris wants to get stuff done. So it should be fun. I still have about 70 more pages to go tonight if I want to finish where I need to get this done by tomorrow. But we're doing well. I'm going to go hang out. I might play some Minecraft, because that's been something I've been thinking about for a while. I want to find a woodland mansion. Anyway, I will check in with you in a bit. All right, I have officially made it halfway through my Royal Weekender book, and things are picking up. There's been kidnapping attempts and assassination attempts, and friends that our protagonist might have had feelings for who's maybe falling for someone else. It's all very dramatic and space opera-y, only they're stuck on a planet, so it doesn't really have the opera element. But anyway, well, no, it has the opera element, it doesn't have the space element. But anyway, I'm enjoying this a lot. I don't know if it's the ultimate 5-star that I was expecting, but the ending of the last one was the best part of it, so like maybe it can save it from being a 4-star at the end. Anyway, I'm gonna end the night here. Probably will do a little bit of a longer vlog just to include both days of the Royal Weekender readathon in the same vlog. But tomorrow, I hope to finish this and maybe do some other stuff. I don't know. It is Sunday. That's like technically my chill day. I'll figure it out then. Talk to you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Sunday, March 29th, the second day of the Royal Weekender, and I have not done a lot today. There was some writing. I am writing today, or for the last couple days, a post-apocalyptic zombie tale because that's what's going to sell after this, right? No, but seriously though, I've had this queer post-apocalypse romance in my head forever, and I need to see my lovely sapphic post-apocalyptic lovelies get together. Anyway, I also did the Duolingo, and I have not done any reading at all, and I have to read like 174 pages, so I'm planning things well. We are getting some lunch from a local place that we probably should have gotten before because it's like right down the road from us, but that's one of the kind of upsides of having to order. We're having to pick different places, so we'll come out of this with a lot of new fun restaurants to go to after this, if you know our income holds. Anyway, I'm going to go eat some food and do some things. I'll check in with you in a bit. Hello, I had done some reading. I figured out that I can read 35 pages 5 times to get this done, so that's 5 little mini sprints. And right now, the character, our protagonist, is in like this Islamic section of the planet. Like there's like this Muslim neighborhood, more or less, and it's kind of fun, and it's kind of cool that like that's where she is to do all of her cool espionage with the help of people that live there, but also like it's teetering very close to stereotypes. And this book was written in 2004, so like I'm not expecting too forward of thinking here, but like one of the main characters that's helping her out right now keeps jokingly calling her infidel. So, like, not sure about it. But for the most part, I think it's as respectful as any author in 2004 was gonna be, especially considering that it was 2004, aka 3 years after 9/11, when there were still exceedingly high amounts of anti-Islamic sentiment. So I'm gonna give it a pass for right now. Can't go back and change it, but I wish I knew whether or not that was or I guess how iffy that is. But now I actually got to go do, well, it's almost the end of the month. I really should start working on my bullet journal stuff for next month. And if I do, I will show you. All right, I have the first page of April's month set up. This is for my Duolingo and guitar. And as we can see, in the past month, I color them in for every day I do it. As you can see, I had a dry spell for guitar. And then I'll also be adding this, which is basically my reading log, wherein I put the book I'm reading fully and then just use the author's last name and how many pages I read a day and when I finish it. And I have not finished that many this month, only about 7, but I got that done. And then I also have to add the writing portion, how many words or how many minutes I spent doing whatever it is. And this one I don't need to redo. That is my soda challenge and I am not doing well. I might do a more in-depth view of my bullet journal, but for right now, this is it. Nice, utilitarian, not a lot of frills, but I like it. All right, I have finished my book for the Royal Weekender. And what are you doing?
Yeah, keep Owen Hart in the shot.
Okay. And I gotta like input. I don't know if I have to input the points anywhere, but I finished. It was a nice finish. It was a good ending. Really? You're gonna keep doing that? Anyway, I'm gonna call it here. It's been a longer vlog, but I got through the Royal Weekender. I read a book in 2 days. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in the next one. And with nothing else to say, I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.